Illinois back in a bowl game for just the 7th time in the last 25 years after an eventful 4th season under Lovie Smith. Incredible game against Wisconsin. Number 6, it was their first win over a ranked Big Ten team since 2007. Got 10 points in the final 6 minutes to win that one. And then the huge comeback against Michigan State. They were down 25 points in the second quarter. Brandon Peters to Daniel Barker bringing them all the way back. And the Illini getting to 6 wins. So they are indeed in a bowl game for the first time since 2014. Haven't won one since 2011, though they've actually won 2 of their last 3. They just haven't been that many. And then a familiar face in this one, guys. Justin Wilcox was the defensive coordinator for Wisconsin, now the head coach at Cal with a very defensively oriented team for the Golden Bears. And joined now by the head coach of the Fighting Illini, Lovie Smith, joining us from our studio in Champaign. Coach, first of all, congratulations. What does making it to a bowl game this year mean in the rebuilding process of your program?
Well, David, means quite a bit. We've been talking a lot about becoming relevant again in college football. We have a brand new facility. That helps an awful lot. The next part was to have a better product on the football field. Being able to go to a bowl game says that there's a better product on the football field. So we love the direction of our program and can't wait to play a good Cal team.
What are you most proud of from this season, Coach?
Well, the way the guys fought throughout, at one period of time we were 2-4 and we needed to make a run. And that's exactly what the guys did. As a coach, you always talk about playing, 4 quarters, 60 minutes. We did that. We were underdogs a lot of games, but the guys refused to believe the naysayers a little bit and found a way to win a lot of football games and finish the season up the right way.
I know it's important to you to be in a bowl game and you have a chance to finish with a winning record, which hasn't been done in a while. Were you to win that bowl game? So what's the balancing act here, Coach, between utilizing the bowl practices to improve in some areas with an eye on next year versus game planning and getting yourself set to beat Cal?
Well, first off, this is all new to us, but I just know we're still a young ball club and we have a lot of young players that we would like to continue to develop. So having those extra bowl practices, we're looking forward to that. Our guys, first off, will be able to just be students and finish up the semester the right way, but then we can really get into football. We have a lot of players that weren't able to play, some that transferred and weren't able to play this year. We'll be able to really hit them and just finish up the right way. But the goal now is to get that 7th win and put the best football team we possibly can on the football field when we play Cal.
How do you build on this success this year? What's the next step now for you guys after kind of checking this off your list and getting yourselves into the postseason?
Well, continued growth. I mean, it wasn't, a 4-year plan, a 3-year plan, whatever. We wanted to make improvements each year. And we have a system in place now that we really believe in. And we're just going to continue to try to get every player a little bit better. As a coaching staff, we'll tweak some of the things that we've done, but we believe in the process that we've been going through here. And the process should lead us to the best football team we've had. We've been working for this upcoming team. The 2020 version of Illinois football should be our best, and we're excited about that.
Well, one last thought on the 2019 Illini. I know you're just learning of your bowl opponent in Cal, a really good defensive team. Justin Wilcox, we know here in the Big Ten as the former defensive coordinator at Wisconsin, leading this group. How much do you know, and how do you go about kind of getting information on your opponents?
Well, we don't know an awful lot. I mean, it's not like we play, out there play teams from out there very often. But you mentioned Coach Wilcox. I mean, his reputation, it's the reason why he has his reputation, to be able to finish. I'm talking about Cal, to be able to finish up in the Pac-10 North the way they did, finishing up second in a tough division is pretty impressive. Great skill, outstanding linebacker on the defensive side of the football. But we're just excited about playing whoever, and to play a good Cal team should be a big challenge for us.
Coach, we are excited to watch it. Again, congratulations. It has been fun to watch the Illini build this year. Best of luck in California, and we'll look forward to talking to you in the year to come.
All right, we'll see you then.
Coach, interesting offensive challenge here for the Illini. Brandon Peters had the head injury, sat out the game against Northwestern. Kind of unclear what his status is here. How would you handle this kind of uncertainty as a head coach?
Well, I think you want to get Matt Robinson, right, as many reps as you possibly can. Brandon Peters has taken a lot of reps. He's an older guy. You can give Robinson all the early reps for sure, and then if Brandon is clear, you can get him ready as you get closer to the game. You can also play both of them. I mean, bowl games are ways to develop your team. This Illinois team's going to find this out. The most fun you ever have in bowl games is the first one that you go to when you haven't been to one. I've been part of 2 teams that have done that. And the second most fun is when you get to go to a major bowl. And then all the ones in between, it's like everything else. It's repetitive. You kind of get used to it. But the Illinois team, they are going to have a ball. We get watches and we get gifts. And, seriously.
You are so right.
Oh, thank you. I thought you were about to tell me I was crazy.
No, the first one we went to was the All-American Bowl, and that was the best time we had of all of our bowl experiences. We went to the Hall of Fame and also the Citrus, but that first one, which is no longer even around, was the one we had so much fun. I think as they continue to prepare, and you heard Coach Smith talk about they haven't done this before, it's going to be important that they set these practices up so that their veteran guys are able to get some rest and get rested up. And as he continues to turn the page, maybe at the beginning, first 5 practices, maybe he starts to get a lot of those younger guys the reps that they haven't been able to get in practice as the older guys are continuing to develop. So I think these 15 practices that he's going to get are going to be critical to the next step that this team makes, as he's mentioned.
Right. What we always try to do is older guys don't hit the ground. You practice, you stay on your feet, time up. Younger guys, we're going to scrimmage.
Yeah.
It's going to be spring practice, and we're going to develop. We're going to study the tape. We're going to let the older guys go, not to many meetings, and we're going to keep the young guys in long meetings and make it a developmental period.
It's interesting that he hasn't done this before, right?
Yeah.
Kind of making his way through it and figuring out a system that works for them. I think it's important that Illinois wins this game just to finish with a winning record. I mean, they had the lost opportunity against Northwestern. They've had 7 straight losing seasons.
Right.
I think to kind of cap off, hey, we're back. Get to 7 wins,
Big
something
step.
you can build on going into next season. You see that matchup, it is one of 3 for the Big Ten against the Pac-12 in bowl games, 3 against the SEC, and 2 against the ACC, including, of course, the one that gets the most focus, the big showdown between Ohio State and Clemson in the college football playoff. Let's get more from the Buckeyes and Katie Witham.
Well, Chase, you just found out you are the number 2 seed headed into the college football playoffs. What was your reaction?
Just grateful for the opportunity. We're going in, we're going to play a real good Clemson team, and, they're going to play a real good Ohio State team. And, like I always said, the best man will win.
It had to be Clemson, right? Again, it had to be Clemson. What have you seen from them so far this season? What are your impressions of this matchup?
Powerful offense, great quarterback, great running back. They have a real good defense, real good linebacker. I know of. They're definitely a well-coached team and a team we're going to have to be prepared for.
What is going to be the biggest challenge with this matchup, and what is the focus as you guys do prepare for it?
Well, I'm not sure yet. We just came out with the rankings, so now these next couple of days, the coach is going to put together the game plan, and we're just going to have to capitalize on the game plan.
Chase, appreciate the time today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Defensive star there, and Chase Young, who everyone will be watching. The quarterbacks are going to get a lot of focus in this game, and for good reason. Absolutely. I have Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, 2 of the best in college football, but I know you think there may be some guys getting overlooked in all that.
Yeah, you talk about Dobbins. Obviously, we know what he's done, but I think it's also important that people get to know Travis Etienne. This is a guy that's an explosive running back, can do it and take the ball to distance any place on the field, just under 1,400 yards rushing. Really impressive as we take a look at Dobbins. Really had an outstanding night. He does a great job also catching the ball out of the backfield. He's really elevated his game, and that's going to be important when they go into this. You mentioned all the pressure is going to be on these quarterbacks. The running backs are going to have to be able to take a little bit of the load off. They're going to go against an outstanding defensive line, so being able to control that line of scrimmage will be important as well. And as I mentioned, ATN on the other side, he's averaging almost 8 yards or a little over 8 yards a carry. And we've talked about they have some elite wide receivers as well, but he's 3rd on the team in receiving. So they've got some players and some weapons that is going to challenge this Ohio State team a little bit.
I think last night was a great example how J.K. Dobbins, he wasn't the MVP in the game, but he was the MVP of the first half. And if he wasn't in the first half, if he wasn't as dominant as he was in the first half, even though they were losing, he kept Ohio State in the game. And then the second half, when they started throwing the ball a little bit more, it was because the defense was defending J.K. Dobbins. It was really interesting. If Ohio State was winning at the half and we had to pick an MVP, it had been Dobbins. It wouldn't have been Fields, right?
I picked him at the end of the game, by the way. I mean, I voted for him for MVP.
I would have voted for Fields.
That's another sore subject, but we'll talk about that a little later.
But
yeah, you did it.
No, you just got to check your email.
But I always check my emails during the game. Right, but go on. That's what I do. I check my emails.
But and Coach, they said this on when we spoke with them last night. This is probably the first time all year that they really had to go to the run game like this to try to salt the game away. And Dobbins did an incredible job of really moving the chains each and every time he carried the ball.
Right. When they needed him the second half, he came through. Yeah. I mean, he's terrific.
Against a really good defense. He's faced another really good defense here. We have 2 of the top 3 scoring defenses in the country, 2 of the top 4 scoring offenses in the country in that game. So just complete teams. That's the beauty of the college football playoff. As we continue here on the